The vantage point of being an effective, impactful speaker. What's the worthy ideal that I'm trying to convey? And how do I position it? How do I package it in a way that it's consumable, that it actually resonates, and it resonates in a way that touches somebody else's worthy ideal?
Difference between just recognizing connection and number one, experiencing connection, not just you connecting with your audience, but also having them not just connect with you, but also connect with each other.
Yep.
One thing that I always train my trainers, right? One thing I always train my experts or try to convey to my experts who really want to take their speaking careers to the next level is that within the first few minutes of getting in front of any group of people, you have to establish connection and community, that people feel like, okay, I'm in the right place. I'm with the right people. I'm listening to the right person. I'm here. I'm all in. If you don't, they're going to be checking their phones, and it's going to be harder and harder to establish that connection. And you've just given some things to get into our psyches. If we could just get these concepts and practice them, create experiences not only for ourselves, for our audience, but for our audience to our audience, maybe even our audience to the room, to the experience that they're having, then you've got it. Well, before we close, can you give, not that you haven't already given us a tremendous amount, but when it comes to the duty, basically the duty of connecting and getting your message out there and getting your solutions into the minds and ears of those who want to receive it, and especially want to receive it from you. Because on some level, you are the type, right? The person that they can receive information from. What would you say to that? How can we go about making that pact to make the impact, not as a duty as far as something to check off in your life or, a means to an end, but more to that very compassionate capitalism that you're speaking to?
That's a great question. I'll answer it this way. Earl Nightingale years ago was asked, how do you define success? And he said it's basically the pursuit of a worthy ideal. Now, that worthy ideal isn't defined by somebody else for me. It's something that I just define for myself. So the vantage point of being an effective, impactful speaker, what's the worthy ideal that I'm trying to convey? And how do I position it? How do I package it in a way that it's consumable, that it actually resonates, and it resonates in a way that touches somebody else's worthy ideal? So there's this, that connection, that synchronicity, that falling domino sort of a thing that begins to occur. And starting out, and even, this is still true for me, sustainable success is something that is hard to achieve. How do I sustain success in doing this over time? Sustainable success has to do with developing, and this is for the speakers, developing the capacity to continuously start over. In the middle of a talk, if I notice that something is going sideways, if I don't have the capacity, in this case, it would be the vulnerability to say, I think I'm missing something here. Let me go this direction. You guys okay with that? And just being able to call that out, developing the capacity to continuously start over in service of a worthy ideal. If I can marry that and actually pay attention to it as my guiding light, my North Star, I think I'm going to be fine.